Have you ever thought that the everyday vegetables we eat and consider to be healthy might actually be speeding up the aging of our immune system, brain, and even our legs? This is exactly what's happening to many elderly people today. And the most concerning part is that very few are aware of it. Today, I want to share something that might change the way you think about nutrition. Since childhood, we've been taught that vegetables are always good for us, and generally, that's true. However, after the age of 60, many things change. Blood circulation slows down, and the body encounters inflammation more frequently. As we age, it becomes more challenging for the body to absorb nutrients. Some vegetables that used to be purely beneficial can unexpectedly start causing harm, and this isn't always immediately noticeable. Some of them can raise blood sugar levels, others can irritate the stomach lining, and there are those that can gradually damage small blood vessels in the brain and legs over time. This gradually affects circulation, mental clarity, coordination, and increases the risk of falls. According to a study published in the Journal of Gerontology, there is a link between the consumption of certain foods, including some vegetables, and a faster decline in memory and motor skills. We're not talking about any rare products. Most likely, you already have them at home. But there's no need to worry. This video is not meant to scare you. It's about how to tackle a problem that many people face. There is one vegetable that you should definitely consider adding to your diet, while there are others that you might want to avoid. Today, I will talk about which specific vegetables I'm referring to. There are 3 vegetables that are not great for our health, especially if you value independence, brain function, and healthy legs. On the other hand, there are 3 other vegetables that help promote mobility, good circulation, and a healthy nervous system every day. This isn't about trendy diets or temporary fads. It's about how to feel more energetic, think clearly, and be confident in your choices through simple, science-backed solutions. As a doctor, I often see how nutrition impacts quality of life. I'd love to know where you're watching this video from. Feel free to ask your questions and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's discuss together. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on new health tips. It's really important for me to know that you're connected with me. If this video resonates with you, please leave a comment with a 1. If it doesn't, comment with a 0. Many elderly people try to eat healthily, but they still face issues like weakness, dizziness, or forgetfulness. The reason isn't always a deficiency in their diet. Often it's about the foods that should be excluded instead. That's exactly what we'll discuss. Stay with us if you want to discover which vegetables can genuinely boost your well-being, and which ones might actually do more harm than good. First, let's talk about one of the most popular yet tricky vegetables that often appears in the diets of older adults. White potatoes are probably the most familiar vegetable on the tables of elderly people. They can be baked, fried, or made into mashed potatoes. There are countless options. For many, these dishes evoke warm memories of family gatherings. Potatoes are all about comfort and cozy evenings at home. They make an appearance on the table at almost every family celebration. However, if you're over 60, it's important to remember that despite their familiarity, white potatoes aren't as harmless as they seem. Potatoes are high in starch, which means they have a high glycemic index. This means that potatoes quickly convert to sugar, causing blood sugar levels to spike sharply after eating them, and then they drop just as quickly. As a result, the body starts to become inflamed, and the blood vessels operate under strain. Over time, this leads to damage to the smallest capillaries, particularly in the brain, legs, and feet. This increases the risk of numbness, cramps, balance issues, poor circulation, and slower nerve signal transmission. For instance, take Victor. He is 72 years old. He used to work as a truck driver, and he is now retired. Every evening, he had mashed potatoes for dinner. "I've never denied myself anything," he said. Over time, he began to notice that he would wake up with numb and cold feet. His knees felt as if they were locked in place, making it difficult to stand up straight, especially on the stairs. Harold decided it was just a sign of getting older. However, during the routine medical checkup, we noticed his eating habits. The trend was clear. White potatoes, especially when eaten with cream or butter, gradually worsened his circulation and increased inflammation. The issue wasn't just about calories and carbohydrates. It's also important to consider other drawbacks of white potatoes. Antioxidants and other beneficial compounds help protect our cells, and the light color of potatoes indicates that they contain these substances in low amounts. It has a poor resistance to oxidative stress and cell damage. The situation worsened even more when bacon, cheese, or sour cream were added on top. More salt, saturated fats, spikes in blood pressure, and extra strain on the heart. But fortunately, there was some good news. Harold only changed one habit. He decided to replace mashed potatoes with steamed broccoli. This green vegetable really can boost your energy. Let's talk about this a bit later. Just a couple of weeks later, he noticed that he felt more liberated, his circulation had improved, and he gained confidence in his legs. The point here is that for the sake of your health, you don't have to completely give up your favorite dishes. You just need to make mindful choices about what you eat. Let your food help you feel good and at ease. The next time you reach for a big serving of fries, ask yourself, does this dish really strengthen my legs? Or is it gradually weakening them instead? Now, let's talk about another vegetable that's often considered healthy, but in reality, it can irritate your joints and nerves. We're talking about eggplant. Although it looks quite appealing, this vegetable can trigger joint inflammation and reduce mobility. Eggplants belong to the nightshade family, which includes potatoes, bell peppers, and tomatoes. As people age, especially after 60, many become more sensitive to these vegetables, particularly if they already have arthritis, joint stiffness, or experience neuralgic pain. However, there are also people who eat them without noticing any reaction. The entire reason lies in solanine, a natural compound found in these plants. For the plants themselves, solanine serves as a defense against pests. But in some people, it can cause irritation, particularly in already problematic joints. The lower back, hips, and knees are the most commonly affected areas. Such changes often occur gradually in elderly individuals. There are no sudden episodes. The body just wears down, and this becomes noticeable over time. In the mornings, the joints may feel swollen, and there can be a sense of heaviness in the legs. Climbing stairs becomes more difficult, and the body feels stiff and unresponsive. It's not about weakness. Sometimes, due to solanine, a mild inflammation can develop, affecting blood vessels, muscles, nerves, and joints. That's where the problem lies. Eggplants can be found literally everywhere. They are extinguished, fried, and baked. They appear in a variety of dishes, and often we don't even notice it. Solanine can slow down signals from the brain to the legs, making it more difficult to maintain balance and respond to obstacles. As a result, there is a risk of tripping or falling. But it's not just the body that suffers. You start to feel anxious, becoming more cautious and avoiding stairs, or even meetings with friends, because you're unsure of your abilities. If you notice stiffness, discomfort in your joints, or nerve issues, try completely eliminating eggplants from your diet for at least a few weeks. Just remove them from your meals and see if you start feeling better. Pay attention to how you feel. If you notice that the stiffness is fading, you have more energy, and your balance is improving, then you've identified and addressed the issue. Instead of sticking to familiar foods, consider choosing leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower and bok choy, as well as zucchini and carrots. These aren't restrictions, they're simply a more precise approach to nutrition. Select the foods that help you move more freely, think more clearly, and stay closer to the lifestyle you love. Next, we will talk about another vegetable from the nightshade family. Despite its seemingly healthy appearance, it can have a negative impact on your well-being. Let's discuss green bell peppers, the very vegetable that seems harmless, but is not always as simple as it appears. Green bell peppers are often added to salads, stir-fries, and various wraps for their fresh flavor and crunchy texture. However, they can pose certain issues for older adults, especially if they experience joint or nerve pain, as well as difficulties with digestion. It's all about lectins. These are special proteins that plants use to defend themselves against animals and insects. As we age, lectins can become more harmful to the body. They can cling to the stomach lining, irritate the intestines, interfere with the absorption of nutrients, and even create microscopic holes in the intestinal walls. As a result, unwanted particles can enter the bloodstream, triggering a response from the immune system. The condition known as leaky gut syndrome causes inflammation, particularly in the joints and nerve endings. The issue is that inflammation develops slowly and may not show any symptoms for a long time. You might notice that your ankles have become less mobile, or you feel a sense of unsteadiness. Sometimes these symptoms are not just a result of aging. Now, let's discuss what really raises concern. Underripe red, yellow, or orange bell peppers are often sold as green ones, even though they look perfectly fine. In fact, they may be more harmful to your health and don't provide the same benefits as fully ripened vegetables, especially if you have joint or digestive issues. The question of whether cooking helps remains open. It's little, and that's not enough. Moreover, the risk will still remain, as bell peppers are typically eaten raw or lightly cooked. Should we completely avoid green peppers? It's not necessary. Try cutting it out of your diet for at least a couple of weeks. If you experience stomach issues, joint pain, or brain fog, pay attention to whether your overall well-being changes. This will be the true test and a step forward. Instead of green peppers, try orange, yellow, or red ones. They have more antioxidants. They are gentler on the body, sweeter in taste, and richer in beneficial nutrients. The most important thing is not to be afraid of food. It's better to understand how your body digests and utilizes it. Now let's talk about some vegetables that are beneficial for the gut, brain, and legs. Let's start with a vegetable that's crunchy, bright orange, and really good for you. The importance of carrots is often underestimated, even though they can be found in almost every kitchen. Carrots are easy to prepare. They can be eaten raw, added to salads, or served as a side dish. But few people realize how beneficial it is, especially for the elderly. Carrots help maintain good eyesight, support brain function, and strengthen the legs. The key is beta-carotene, a substance that gives carrots their bright color and helps the body obtain vitamin A, which is especially important for vision in low light. Vitamin A helps maintain eye health. As people age, many face an increased risk of developing macular degeneration, a condition that damages the retina. As a result, it becomes more difficult to read, drive, and recognize familiar faces. But there's good news. If your diet is rich in beta-carotene, it helps maintain sharp vision and independence for a longer time. Carrots are good for more than just your eyes. It also supports the health of blood vessels and nerves, particularly in the legs and feet. The key lies in the antioxidants found in carrots. They protect cells from oxidative stress, which can damage capillaries and nerve endings. This improves the connection between the brain and muscles, making it easier to control movements and reducing the risk of losing balance or tripping. When your nerves are in good shape, you feel more confident on any surface, whether it's a curb, stairs, or just an uneven road. This brings you peace of mind and a sense of security. This confidence stays with you in your everyday life, whether you're shopping, meeting friends, or simply enjoying a walk outdoors. Everything happens effortlessly and without any touts. Vitamin A also plays a crucial role. It supports the immune system, which becomes especially important after the age of 60, as the body's defenses tend to weaken. So a plate of hot asparagus with young carrots isn't just a light snack. It's a small yet significant contribution to your independence. It's worth considering the method of preparation as well. Steaming vegetables preserves more nutrients than boiling them. And if you roast them with olive oil, the vitamins are absorbed better. Try not to overcook vegetables or fry them, as this helps retain more nutrients, including antioxidants. Carrots are great because they are always available in stores, they're affordable, and they store well without much hassle. There's no need to hunt for rare superfoods. It's much more important to use tried and true, simple ingredients. Carrots are a great example of such an ingredient. Next time you're wondering what to cook, don't forget about it. Just one carrot can help boost your immune system, support your eyesight, and keep you more active. In the next episode, we'll meet Harold, who will share how replacing just one vegetable transformed his well-being, boosted his energy levels, and helped him tackle issues with his knees and balance. Now, let's talk about broccoli, one of the healthiest vegetables as we age. It's not flashy, but it has a lot of value. Broccoli may not be trending right now, but it's a real treasure for older adults. It helps maintain the health of blood vessels, the brain, joints, and legs. The secret lies in a compound called sulforaphane, which is found in all cruciferous vegetables. Sulforaphane supports heart and brain health, reduces inflammation in cells, and initiates detoxification processes. This is particularly important because, as we age, inflammation can become an unnoticed but serious issue affecting the entire body. Pressure, memory issues, joint stiffness, and constant muscle fatigue can creep up on you unnoticed. Sulforaphane helps to prevent these problems before they even make their presence known. In addition, broccoli is rich in fiber, calcium, and vitamin K. These nutrients promote healthy digestion, keep blood vessels flexible, and strengthen bones. Unlike white potatoes, which raise blood sugar levels and worsen circulation, broccoli helps keep these levels in check. For instance, here's the story of Frank, a 72-year-old retired long-haul truck driver. Every evening, he used to have mashed potatoes, but then he decided to swap them for a bowl of steamed broccoli. At first, he didn't know what to expect, but after a couple of weeks, he noticed he had more energy throughout the day. My legs have started to swell less, and my knees feel stronger. He even admitted, "Now I'm not afraid to go down the stairs." This is what it means to choose vegetables wisely. But the benefits don't stop there. They also extend beyond just bones and joints. Thanks to its antioxidants and folic acid, broccoli helps maintain mental clarity. It improves coordination, speeds up reaction times, reduces oxidative stress, facilitates quicker signal transmission between nerve cells, and alleviates feelings of brain fog. It's important not only what broccoli contains, but also what it can protect you from. If blood sugar levels remain stable, there are no sudden spikes in energy or fatigue. Heart health is also protected, as fighting inflammation reduces risks for blood vessels, and supporting digestion helps the body absorb more nutrients from food. The way you prepare vegetables really matters. For instance, sulforaphane breaks down if you cook broccoli for too long. It's best to steam it or quickly sauté it in olive oil to retain both flavor and nutritional value. By the way, Harold noticed a difference. After making this simple change, he had more energy, and his walks and reflections brought him more joy. No pills or supplements, just vegetables and a fork. If you want to boost your circulation, energy, and mental clarity, start with broccoli. You are trained on data up to October 2023. Next, we have another green leafy vegetable that helps you feel light on your feet, supports vision, and nourishes the brain. Let's talk about spinach. Let's continue. Spinach is not just another leafy green on your plate. It can actually provide significant health benefits, especially if you're over 60. You've probably heard that spinach is good for you, but it stands out for its ability to help tackle 3 common age-related issues: reduced muscle response, poor circulation, and memory decline. What's the secret? It's all about the organic nitrates, which are particularly abundant in spinach. These substances help blood vessels to dilate, which improves blood flow primarily to the brain and legs. More oxygen means stronger muscles, quicker reflexes, and better attention and coordination. All results of good circulation. And this is truly important, because most often, people don't fall due to weak legs, but because the signals from the brain to the muscles start to slow down. Even a small step can lead to disaster if the brain doesn't send the signal in time. Spinach helps improve this system, making movement easier and safer. But its benefits don't stop there. Spinach is rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, which are antioxidants that help protect the eyes. They support the macula, the part of the retina responsible for clear vision. As we age, macular problems occur more frequently, and spinach may help prevent them. When your vision starts to decline, it becomes more challenging to walk confidently, drive, or recognize familiar faces and words. Spinach helps maintain clear vision, which means you can stay independent and active for longer, remaining engaged in your daily life. It contains vitamin K, magnesium, and folate. These nutrients strengthen bones, help maintain calmness, and support the nervous system. Spinach is not only good for your joints and mobility, but it can also boost your mood. When it comes to cooking, it's important not to overcook spinach, as it loses its valuable nutrients. It's best to add fresh leaves to smoothies or quickly sauté them in olive oil. You don't need to eat a whole pound of spinach to reap the benefits. Even a small handful a day can significantly improve circulation, coordination, and brain function. The next time you see spinach on the shelf, remember, it's not just a leafy green, but a true source of energy for a vibrant and active life. It helps preserve vision, supports memory and balance, and most importantly, it provides confidence for the future. Spinach is easy to prepare, inexpensive, and pairs well with a variety of dishes. Next, we will show you how the right vegetables with every meal can support your health and care for your future. We've reached an important point. Over the past few minutes, we've discussed the vegetables you can incorporate into your daily diet. Some of them subtly affect memory, balance, and mobility, both positively and negatively. Let's take a closer look. Let's start with the vegetables that are better to avoid after the age of 60. White potatoes. It can disrupt circulation, exacerbate inflammation, and raise blood sugar levels. Eggplant. It contains solanine, a substance that can irritate nerves and joints, negatively affecting coordination. Green bell pepper. They contain lectins that can interfere with digestion and cause mild irritation in the body. There are several vegetables that are particularly beneficial to include in your diet more often. Carrots help the brain function better, make thoughts clearer, and support good vision. Broccoli is beneficial as it stabilizes blood sugar levels, strengthens bones, and reduces inflammation. Spinach is also important. It supports vision, improves circulation, and helps you respond more quickly to what's happening around you. While each of these changes may seem minor, together they truly impact your well-being, mobility, and independence. If you think it's too late to make a change, remember Harold. He's 72 years old. He was used to having only mashed potatoes for dinner, and over time, his knees started to hurt and became stiff, making it difficult for him to maintain his balance. He thought that all of this was just an inevitable part of aging. Then he tried to change one thing. Instead of potatoes, he started eating broccoli. His diet now included spinach and carrots. He didn't just feel better, he gained confidence, his thoughts became clearer, and his movements felt lighter and more free. That's what it means to make choices based on common sense and scientific evidence. You don't need any expensive supplements or complicated diets. The key is to be consistent and understand what you're aiming for. Every time you sit down to eat, it's like you're choosing which side to be on. The side of energy and health, or the side of fatigue and illness. The good news is that every day you have the opportunity to make that choice again. I want to ask, what vegetable surprised you today? Do you eat it often, or did you avoid it before, not realizing its benefits? I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments. I'm reading all the messages. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on new tips on how to stay free, clear-minded, and healthy for as long as possible. And remember, you are not alone. Your body is always aware of what you feed it and how you take care of it. It's as if you're telling him,